Asatani entertaining the idea that NRG was going to have a little bit more of one round in the first half. And they did. They did actually put all that together, but ultimately it was all in vain because it is G2 that did come out on top there. And when we start to look at this map, the first one being done and dusted, NRG with a very, very slow start do eventually give some competitive look in it, and now they don't get the map at all.
Definitely. It was a little bit of a weird dust too, I'd say. It started out with G2 coming out, very strong, having a great performance. KennyS once again having a great game overall, posting 100 ADR, winning 4 out of 4 opening duels. He again, showcased why he is the KennyS from the past, apparently at this tournament or in this period. NRG fighting back, getting an 8-7 half, good for them. And then G2 took over once again when the score was 11-11, I believe. It's one of those games where you feel dust too. It's a map that can bounce back and forth, but this one was just one team getting a lot of rounds, then one team not getting any rounds, and that sort of back and forth.
Yeah, I agree, and I want to say that the resilience that G2 showed to come back, I would say come back because they had a really good start, and then NRG were fighting back, but the fact that G2 remained calm and still were able to push it at the end is impressive to me, because if you think about it, NRG, what they did in the first half, was impressive. They were down 8-1, and then they had to win these crazy clutches, grinding back into it, and I was scared. I was thinking maybe this is where G2 actually cracks down. This is where they go a little bit crazy. They get irritated by what's happening.
They've done that before, right?
Yeah, they would have. Before, they would have been flustered. They would have been angry and irritated, but they remained calm and they push it at the end with the double AWP on the city side.
Yeah, and you say AWP, and I want to let that resonate just a little bit more, because not only was KennyS banging them out with AWP, not one time was an AWP used to kill KennyS from the side of NRG. Not at all. Not a singular kill by the AWP.
Listen, Trace, you want to talk about AWP? Okay, let me just put it this way. KennyS met Cirque 8 times during this game.
Yep.
How many times do you think Cirque won that duel?
0 times.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
8-0 for KennyS. 8-0. Every time KennyS faced Cirque, that was the Frenchman took away. 8-0. Cirque had 9 for 22. He needs to wake up for the second map.
19 of the 28 kills as well came with the AWP for KennyS. So it was his weapon of choice in this game, and that's what we want to see. We want to see him be dominating with that AWP. Cirque had a rough game. He ended on 9 frags. He actually did not win any duels against KennyS, but he was good in the opening duels. He was, I think it was 3 for 1. So despite having a bad game, he was still having some sort of impact for the NRG lineup. That being said, though, when you're facing KennyS in top shape, you need to be better if you're the opponent's AVP.
That's where KennyS found himself with 100 ADR flat. That is quite the number to throw out there. If we're going to keep down the number train, you have to mention that KennyS had just that. And 28-17 with a KD, it was disgusting. Absolutely despicable here from KennyS. But that's completely okay. I'm sure he has a few words to say for himself. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go down and check in with him and James Banks on the sideline.
It's all the same maps again for G2, and going up against NRG, they managed to take the win here on Dust 2. At 8-3 and at 8-5, you had 2 timeouts, right? What was being said there? Because this is when NRG was slowly starting to kind of crawl their way back.
We didn't say really anything, to be honest. Pretty much think that we were on a good thing, the good setup, the good tactic. Yeah. But, that's the small details that made the difference during some rounds. So this time it went on their ways. But, yeah, I think hesitation might be the worst enemy of a player. So if we manage to take out that hesitation, we will be even better, because I think we played a good map. But, as you said, we are leading 8-1 and it could have been much better.
Now, we're going on to train. You guys won their pick last time. We got exactly the same maps. How prepared do you guys feel for this one?
I think we feel confident. We've shown a lot of good things on train. We also know that they are super dangerous on train. Yeah. It's NRG, they are dangerous on every maps. I think we're going to focus on ourselves, as always, and just fix the small details that didn't go well in the first map.
Now that crowd is absolutely amazing, so do me a favor and just say something in French to everyone out there.
Merci à tous, franchement les gars, un truc de ouf, vous êtes les MVP. Hier on a kiffé et aujourd'hui on est en train de kiffer encore plus. On a eu du mal et on a remonté en partie grâce à vous, donc continuez les gars et merci de nous faire vibrer comme vous le faites.
Merci Kenny, merci to all the audience out there as well. This has been amazing so far. We're going into game 2.
Yes, we are, and I don't necessarily have the option to open the closed captions up for all of you at home, and I've got a better one. That's going to be this guy saying exactly what Kenny just said. What did he say?
You want me to reveal it? Basically, he said that word for word. He said the crowd was amazing, and he said that they can feel them. And when they had difficulties with hearing the crowd shouting for them, that really made the difference. So he said, on a kiffe, which means basically we have a really good time here.
Oh, that's nice. That's very wholesome in a very, very considerate way. And we're going to have to consider that the struggles of NRG might roll over into this next map of Train. Perhaps they need to pay attention to this pro tip.
Hey Future Pros. I took the high-speed rail and ended up on Train once again. Today we have a smoke that will help your B players get aggressive or keep some T's at bay. To do the smoke, get yourself up against this wall. Aim at the middle point from the roof and the top of the lamppost. Then jump throw the smoke. And just like that, after about 20 minutes of the smoke soaring through the air, you will have a nice B-hole smoke for your B players to use and abuse.
That's right, Future Pros. I hope you were paying attention because that means the next map is Train. That's where we're going to be going. But before we do that, I want to invite you to get involved at home. At the end of this series, at the conclusion, I'm going to be asking you once again for your votes in the poll there at the Mountain Dew Amped Game Fuel Power Play. And when we get there, you'll know it. I promise. In the meantime, we need to talk about Train. We need to do it very robust. We need to do it very compact. And I need some buzzwords out of you as to why there's a fighting chance that NRG can bring the series back.
A clear win condition for NRG in this matchup is going to be Cirque. He had a rough first game. We just talked about it. Only 9 kills with the AWP in that one. Not really being that assertive. Not really giving KNS a fight for his money. He needs to do that this time around. He did it when they played Train the first time around. G2 had a monster CT side. Cirque needs to open up that T side for the NRG boys. He needs to have an assertive game. He needs to make space for Ethan and Breeze. Otherwise, there's no chance they're winning.
An assertive game? Is that what we're saying?
Not even going to mention that.
We went
it's all right. It's all right. You tried it. Listen, I think Jacob said it well. The CT side for G2 is going to be the key. And if Cirque is not able to shake that defense, then G2 is going in for a 2-0.
Simple as it is, right, Trace? A 2-0 is most likely what's going to happen here, right?
Yes, that's most likely what will happen. I'm going to go ahead and kick us into the game right now because that is what the war drums mean. Make some noise, Azatani. It's time for our second map of the series. And it's going to be Jason and Anders to give us Train.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much to the desk. And map number 2 coming up. It will be G2 and NRG fighting for a spot here in the grand finals. I mean, I didn't even know what to say. I mean, that was a very, very close first map. Looked like G2 were about to run away with it, but NRG, resilient, fought their way back. They almost made that work.
Yeah, they really did. That was phenomenal comeback. Even to still be in that after the opening half, but this is going to be very fast paced. They want to be aggressive towards this inner bomb site. Lucky's going to be falling back. He's dropped immediately. Shocks is here though, and they didn't check it initially, but he needed to land that shot immediately. It's not going to happen. Jack's now at range, but NRG have complete control of the bomb site. There's no flanks coming in, and as long as they don't peek, as long as they don't fall long range to these USPs, which they're in danger of doing, they might just be okay, but now the retakes come in, and this has been a strength of G2 as long as they've been making this resurgent form into the professional circuit. There's Jax with one more. KNS pushing up, but it's all Jax. And Cirque left in a 1 versus 2. Up on top of the high ground, Jax has that as well. 4 kills in the round on the retake. And that's a 3 versus 5 recovery after losing the inner bomb site.
Yeah, just needed Jax to shoot 4 people in the face, and it was all done.
To kill everyone.
Yeah, just kill everybody. That was pretty impressive. I think it's so enjoyable. I think this is one of the big rewards of, you know, we're still in the, you know, we're still celebrating obviously the 20th anniversary. One of the great rewards I think of watching Counter-Strike over a long period of time is that you get to see like not just obviously the evolution of individual players, but whole regions, right? So like the French region for so long in Global Offensive was just dominated by ex-Source players, and they were like the best in the world. Shocks and obviously
Kenny, NBK.
Yeah, and RPK, you know, obviously RPK were the best in the world of all time, and Source. So you had all these players, right? And you just didn't see almost any new talent, right? I mean, even Kenny, right, in Source. You had all these people that were coming back, and it really felt like it wasn't going to happen. It felt like it was going to be too late somehow, and now it's happening. Now they're starting to get there. People we haven't really seen before, and it's great. It's really a huge reward, I think, for sticking with the game, and you get to see these players come up and play. Jax definitely, I think, has been impressing me a lot.
It's necessary for the future of the region of French Counter-Strike to have this happen, and France, the French region was one of the regions most resistant to going to the younger talent and the newer talent and being able to train them up. part of the reason why we saw 2018 really not have a whole lot of impact from the French on the scene, on the way that things played out. 1-0 for G2, pistol round in their favor.
Well, the crowd is behind them. They do love it. SG's picked up there on the NRG side. Two of them. Oh, that is a flashbang and a half to take down Lucky. And the wall of smokes behind them. They...
Save call.
Yeah, they're out. They just don't want anything to do with it.
Peace.
Yeah, just drop in the microphone.
I mean, that's fair play. That kill comes in so quick, and as good as the retake was on the pistol round, as good as the retakes have been on this map, or just any map altogether in the recent memory, like, this is just too tall of a task. Once you see that there's Kriegs out, there's a Galil, it's just like, why mess with it? Why give up our own rifles? Let's just try and fight another day where we have a better chance of holding onto the bomb site.
You're a Train kind of guy, Moses.
I love Train.
All right. I'm always suspicious of people who don't like Train.
Yeah, it does tell a lot about their character. It's like people who don't like pulp and orange juice.
Yeah, that's weird too.
It's really weird.
I've never figured that one out. So, they save all the rifles. There's nothing... maybe there is something worse, but it's high on the list of bad things that can happen to you if you make the save call and then lose half the rifles anyway. Then you really feel stupid.
Yeah, or you just stick around too long. We see that pretty frequently. That's getting better and better, though. But certainly once you get that save call in, just literally
I also think Shox and Jax had no armor. Like, they have it now. They bought it, but they had no armor when they were saving. So maybe that's also that's a big reason you don't want to try and retake.
Yeah. Well, try number 2 for G2. This time, overwhelming aggression towards the inner bomb site for the defense. 3 players here. This is a nice setup. Kenny S turned for a flash. Lucky with contact. Jax would peek on that. Unfortunately for them, this setup is going to go to waste because no one from NRG is going to mess with it. So how long do they actually keep this 3-man stack and only Shox and Omenek to defend outside? At least they're centralized together. And Lucky with just a UMP. He's going to start getting curious and aggressive.
Yeah, there is a timer on this, so they either need to fall back or push up. But they can't wait here until there's like 40 seconds left because then they're definitely going to be too far away. They even boosted up behind now. Oh, this could get very interesting. Timing is absolutely everything right now. They've got their grenades primed, NRG. They're ready to go for the execute. Now they made the noise, and they're not going to know they're going to be flanked. If they can hold G2 here for just 5 seconds once the push is in, that's going to be all they need. Oh, no.
The bomb. This is going to go down, and that's going to make things so much easier for Kenny. And G2, a follow-up kill as well. Oh, what a decision to boost. That's getting rewarded for being proactive and aggressive from the CT side. Kenny S with a triple kill. And the round was over before it really even began.
Everything about this timing was just so beautiful. It's always going to be a bit of a disaster when you're getting flanked. But let's say you could choose, and that flank happens and the fighting begins before you've actually thrown your own grenades or after. And when it happens right on top, when everyone mentally is focused on pushing forward, then this is just going to be so hard to pull the brakes on it. You're like, well, we have our smokes down. They've already been on the ground for 5 seconds. We need to do something, and now we're getting shot in the back. Kenny, the beautiful round there, even getting that last kill when he was low on health, and that's going to steal it right back.
That's so sick.
Yeah, he assassinated that first guy.
Well, I think what's so cool about it is I feel like, I obviously could be wrong on this, but I feel like Kenny S of last year and within the past 3 years wouldn't be getting boosted up like that.
No, I agree. Now they're going to be flashing their way through, but they were turned for it. Nice shot. Jax coming in. They had the same triple setup, and he's going to be doing wonderful work with the AUG. 2 versus 4, I'd say, don't really need to stick around and do this, and he does get him down to 4 health. I don't know. There is a flank coming from Breeze, but the exact position where that second player went down, or where the bomb was dropped.
Right.
There's a really funny moment that happened in Sweden where somebody had dropped a decoy grenade, and it exploded at the end. And right as the decoy exploded, he peeked up with the AW. He stood up to take that shot towards the CT side, he was on the T side. And I think it was an accident. It was Akorf, but I think it was just accidental. But it looked so planned. Nice shot from Breeze, actually. This could still make it a bit dangerous, though. Kenny sneaking into the corner, very hard for Breeze. I don't know how he would have read that.
No, it's really, really difficult. We've seen that a number of times at this event. 2 players in the same position, and it's just 2 players in the same position, and it's just hard to assume that that's what's going to happen. So Tarek waiting for a follow-up mistake.
Oh.
And there it is. I don't know what Kenny's doing with his knife out, but he falls prey to the same trick, although Amadek to secure the round. Never really in danger despite it coming into a one-on-one, and it's a 2-round lead for the French side.
Yeah, very close in that one. Probably a bit uncomfortable. That's going to cost them a lot of money. There was no bomb plant for the NRG side, so might just have to relax anyway. They were 2-on-4 at this point, and it ends at a 1-on-1, so I'm going to say that's a little bit unacceptable.
Yeah, probably, but at the same time, it was one of those weird rounds where everyone had gone to the B bomb site. It was a little bit broken and hard to read, and on top of that, this round is just with pistols. So yeah, good economic damage from NRG, and obviously G2 would like it to be cleaner, but they should be able to sustain with a good lead in this.
Ooh.
Although NRG's at least going to get a plant, it seems, although the Molotov comes in, there's the bomb going down, and Shox is going to start warming up his AWP.
Yeah, Daps actually ran for the fire on that ramp. Tarek gonna pick up 1 kill, even gets the AUG, but the bomb is planted where he actually couldn't stop the defuse. Still, a little bit of damage and a bomb plant. Not really too bad, I would say.
No, not bad at all from NRG. However, G2 on the CT side, we've seen them be very, very good. We obviously saw a phenomenal train out of them yesterday against FaZe, but throughout this event, throughout DreamHack Dallas, where we were at watching them, G2 had a pretty impressive CT side train. It's the T side where they got stuck a little bit, but yesterday against FaZe, they didn't get stuck at all on that T side. So NRG, they can't have another start like Dust 2. They can't start this game out 8-1 down, especially on a map like Dust 2 you can manage. T side train gets very, very suffocating.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you would hope that means they've, had the same realization and said, "Hold on, guys, we're going to be playing train again. That T side has to change." Jax had the right idea. Now there is still a little bit of aggression coming in for Lucky on the other side, and actually that is going to have to be a huge push from him now for this to work out for them.
This is fine though. Actually, G2 can still recover. Kenny S kind of in the middle of the map with that AWP. You know what he can do. As long as Lucky can make sure that no one can attempt this B bomb site, as long as Kenny doesn't have to worry about rotating inside, G2's, even with 2 men down, is in an okay position.
Look at how paranoid they are as well, NRG. They thought about this a lot, that he would be there. Now that no one's shown up, will they be tricked by the timing? His flank here could do everything, assuming that the rest of that A defense is going to be working out. Look at how close he are. He's right behind them. Oh my god. Are they looking for a Tarek? Waiting. That is so heads up. They actually were looking for that the whole way through. They spent like 30 seconds just waiting for Lucky to be there. Good shot for Kenny, but still, it shouldn't matter. That's kind of impressive for NRG.
Well, they've dealt with so much aggression, especially towards that inner bomb site, right? It seemed like Tarek was kind of caught onto that, because I was thinking at the start of this round, I really like the fact that G2 is putting the aggression on with these flanks, with these pushes from Kenny, from that 3-man setup towards the inside. Really get in NRG's face and don't let them run anything they want, because they're kind of bending a little bit because of this in-game leader situation, because of the roster change. Apply some pressure and try and kind of grow those frustrations within their camp, but just by being such a nuisance on your own defensive side of things. It's great awareness from Tarek to just be watching that. I think that flank works if NRG is more aggressive towards outside and Kenny's able to get 1 or 2 kills. That flank came in before the action really was initiated.
Yeah, that's a good point. It may have been a question of who's doing what in a specific order there.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's hard to read when you're in a 3-on-5. You don't always have the luxury of waiting and being patient. And you certainly don't feel like you ever have the luxury.
No, and if you're the flanker in that position...
You think you're the player to save the round.
Yeah, but you're also thinking, if I wait 3 seconds too long and one of the guys on A died, then I might have been too late. Shark's looking a little bit stressed. Maybe it's the economy that does it.
Yes.
Maybe his accountant called and said, "Listen, there's not going to be any funds this time around."
Yeah, we got nothing for you. Charity that you're investing in is about to take a hit.
Lucky goes down. They are all stacked back here. Could work for a kill.
Ooh, that timing on that peak. Breeze still managed to get one, but he's given away a Krieg to Shox. And Shirk's going to come back to try and eliminate them. And this would be a good way for him to get warmed up in the game. He spots one over by the bin. There's the follow-up. Can't get that flick with the double scope. But Ethan's here to keep plenty of space between them. And Almanac has spotted that, and they're just running away. They know where both players are. But yeah, that's why Shox may be looking a little bit forlorn, is just not the money to have that double op setup. We know they like that. Sitting around out is always frustrating. And if you're NRG, this is everything's fine in the early stages of this half. It's going to be 4-3. You've successfully taken the op away from Kenny S, which is a big goal, because that was... Ooh. He doesn't really need it, does he? But that is something that you're going to want to have as much as possible on this T-side nuke. Kenny was a monster on Dust 2.
Yeah, absolutely was. Now, third map if it comes to it, and I think it definitely could. That'd be Overpass.
Ooh.
Which is not that bad for G2, I guess. One of their better maps, probably. I'd love to see Kenny opening on that one as well. Just love to see Kenny opening in general right now. 4-3. I do agree with what you're saying, though. Don't think NRG are worried at all. They're in a good position.
These saved weapons help so much. Jax and Almanac were the ones really, really hurt. They have the AK and the Krieg. They didn't have the money to buy rifles. The fact that they're able to save 2 of those and get those away from NRG, that's very punishing. Cirque is going to grab the angle very quick. Lucky obviously realizes it. Smoke's going to be put down.
Yeah, but that, even just that aggressive peak, forcing the smokes out early, that's a problem for G2. They have a smoke and 2 Molotovs left, and it's still 1 minute and 20 seconds. Next level camera work. Ooh. Jax, I don't know. A lot of grenades raining down. Not really doing much. Yeah, don't want to throw a follow-up Molotov. That doesn't work.
Don't want to stack the flames.
I know they say fight fire with fire, but really, it's not true.
Well, Shox guarding the upper part of this inner bomb site with the AWP, and Lucky's going to get re-aggressive, but Ethan's looking for this. If he pushes all the way, that's trouble. Shox guarding for the wide peak. Lucky hoping for a timing, but he can turn around. He can spin to lower. Actually, he's going to stick up top. It's Shox who's going to rotate over with the AWP, and they're already down. There goes Kenny. Shox just starts, I think, considering to rotate outside. Lucky is up here, and he can only do the one. He was still in a position to stop this round, but what a hit from NRG. Breeze gets a kill just at the time that distracts Shox enough.
That was really all they needed, wasn't it? Just that quick look away. He's caught jumping between the trains. There's no idea what's happening. Oh my god. That is another beautiful shot from Breeze.
Listen, Breeze is someone to keep your eye on in terms of his career. I think we all know, and he's been an exciting player to watch, but back in NA and like the pro pugs and everything, he has such a reputation for just destroying everyone.
One of those people.
Yeah.
One of those people. You want to say, can you do it on LAN?
He can.
And he can.
We've seen it.
That's the test.
Yep. All tied up, 4-4. Still an AWP saved for this defensive side.
I would say this is an alarmingly good start for NRG. If you're on the G2 side right now, yeah, you should be a little bit worried. 3 bomb plants in a row. Money looking really good on the T side. Not so much on the CT side. And here's another thing, though. They've already tried to be very aggressive over at B. So I would assume that NRG are going to be actually quite sort of a little bit paranoid at the beginning of some of these rounds. And maybe not just at B. Like, they might be thinking the same thing at Ivy, saying, listen, guys, just be aware. They're going to be playing pretty aggressively.
Right.
So I'm not saying you shouldn't do that early on in a half, but if you do it early on, that means it's hard to swap back into if the main defense isn't working. You're like, oh, well, what do we do now? Well, we already did that part, so they probably know. Kenny, though,
I love this. I love this. He's got the tag. That's cleanup for the pistols. He's got another tag, but he cannot complete any of those kills, and that would have allowed him to at least adjust to a new angle. Unlucky for Kenny S. Unlucky for G2. Although, Almanac at Old Hell, and that's a good kill. This could get tricky now as he gets into the smoke. Dap spotted the feet. Clever idea. Doesn't pan out, but Almanac's going to get... Oh, he misses. I thought that was going to be a free one. 4 kills for Daps. Leading his way into the bomb site. 5-4 lead for NRG. And I think already G2's in trouble. Their T side, I don't know if it can handle this kind of an opening half. Their defense, when I've seen them, win this map, has had to have a very, very good CT side.
Yeah, I agree completely. And especially because, if it ends 10-5 and they win the pistol second half, maybe we'd be like, all right, maybe they've done enough now. But who knows where this is going to go. G2 finally enough to rebuy that double orb, still missing a lot of grenades. And with this kind of aggressive move from Circle, and again, he sort of has to throw that smoke at the ramp a little bit earlier than he really wants to. And that's a problem. Actually, Lucky is saving it. So, wasn't really forced to it yet. But even that comes with a risk. 4 on A. 1 on that B side. And no more Molotovs. They are really not having a good time on the grenades. And that was the last B smoke. They're happy to wait right now, NRG. They don't really mind just buying the time here. That's an incredible grenade.
It's a very forward and aggressive defense outside for G2. Almanac with an AWP watching towards Ivy from the middle train.
Oh, they baited him into it. He's jumping. Oh, Kenny. He got absolutely red. They threw that smoke right in the C connector thinking he was going to reposition, and they caught him.
Well played. Kenny getting destroyed, and Breeze still being a menace and still keeping attention towards Ivy. But everyone else from NRG is going to hit the center bomb site. And with Kenny gone, it's just Lucky. He's got Nog. He's got an off angle. A little bit of damage on towards Daps. But now that they know where he is, yeah, too hard to manage your attention. Shocks with the flank. He's going to get put down by Cirque. So much success on the entry, and Breeze is already here to cut off the save. Nothing. This is ruthless from NRG. Nothing is going to be brought into the next round unless Almanac can get this kill, and he misses that one. The aim punch is too much to handle. 6-4, and NRG are going to start racking up the scoreline.
That was a great setup. I mean, you can't know that that's going to happen every time, but when it does...
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it really does.
A piece of art. Second timeout being taken for G2.
And they need it. I'm not even sure what the adjustment needs to be. Right now, and I just look so comfortable on this map. Yeah, amazing.
Cirque's going to love that.
And that left Lucky alone on the floor of the B bomb site. And actually, it was Ethan that got the kill who came up from the high ground. And normally, Ethan would have had to been really worried about that C connector because there would have been, Kenny shooting at him. But they already took care of that, so...
That kill that Ethan got just there is the first kill he's had in this half that wasn't an opening kill. Before that, he was he only had 3 frags, and all 3 of them were opening kills, so... Well done from him, providing the space necessary for NRG, and now Daps using the range. They know it's up against just pistols, and Tarek's got a pretty advanced position. He spots one going up the ladder, easy frag for him, and now he's going to continue his tear, pushing forward, responds towards Ivy, but there's one in bomb train as well. That's given the location of a lot of the defensive players, so NRG should be able to handle this, and now the kills all start coming out very quickly, and NRG already on 7.
And that was a quick round. They were... they're feeling confident right now. Not afraid to make that run. 4-7. Orb being picked back up on Kenny S, but man, it might not be too late to turn this around. But again, we would have to see a T side of this map out of G2 that we just haven't really seen before. So.
Saw a flash of it yesterday, but I mean, it obviously, depending on who you talk to, that was a FaZe team that talked about that's the worst they've played since Neo joined the roster, and looking very distraught with the quality of their loss. So whichever angle you want to look at that, Jax is going to get aggressive. He's going to get 2 kills with it. Just Something from nothing, and Almanac even fighting in the flames. That's going to help him go down. Jax gets one more. What a beast. What a tank just pushing forward, and Tarek is the only one, and he's stuck at E-Box, and he's surrounded about 4 different ways. A 5th round for the G2 defense, and they needed it.
Nice triple to open that up with. Now we're back with 3 orbs, Moses. What's going on here?
This is the second time we've seen them bust out a triple op setup.
Yeah.
You're not on board. You just gave me like the side eyes and like, what the hell are they thinking?
Yeah,
You don't like triple ops?
I do for the comedy. I'm all about that, but well, we've all seen the double orb retakes when you have to try and defuse one guy holding with an orb. If he misses the shot, then can't do anything. Nobody likes that.
Well, again, it might be another thing where G2, much like I thought on Dust 2, especially on this map, where you have those long, narrow angles with the pace that G2 is taking, those ops can be deadly. You know, slow paced in towards T-mid, slow pace getting control of ladder room. I like this stuff, though. This was obviously effective. This isn't going to be this effective every single time, but I would like to see the fact that the inner player has seen Cirque just jump down and take that angle very, very quickly for like 3 rounds. Go back to that triple setup inside. Don't let Cirque be comfortable with that kind of a peak. Go put him in his place, so to speak. Oh, and they're doing it.
Yeah, they are pushing up. Actually, it's the Orgs that are doing much of this work. Kenny there as well to help out. And yeah, now it's time to back on out. You got the 2-for-1 trade. Breeze, though, he is all the way out on the yard here, and that's going to be a kill on Shox. I don't think Shox realized that he could have been there.
No, and that's the problem too with the triple op setup. Shox with an AWP rotating back, and it's just not a fun fight to have when you don't know what's coming whatsoever, when you have to clear things out. They're going to go for this retake. Plenty of utility, 3 kits as well, but it's a great setup for the NRG side. Daps behind middle train, Breeze and Olaf. Cirque and T-choke point. T-con.
They have so many smokes there on G2, so they could try and set some up, maybe to force the fight, but they need to hurry a lot right now. Dap's going to get the kill on Amanek. They have 2 Molotovs left, actually. One of them going to go down on Breeze there. Kenny missing a shot now, running away from the fire, going to try and put out his own Molotov and tapping the bomb. I think there's no time at all. And now it's just a question of how many people go up to the bomb. It's going to be everybody that was left there. Wow.
It's a massacre. Everyone in the server goes down. An 8th round for NRG. Breeze opens that up perfectly. I mean, the defensive setup from G2, the aggression towards inner, works exactly the way they wanted it, and Breeze just has the checkmate response. Whether he was going to do that no matter what, he's in such a prime position to recover from that scenario. Alley defender was blocked off by smoke. Shox rotating back, had no idea, and there was nothing he could have done. I mean, it was actually pretty brilliant that he's even able to manage to land the shot, even if it doesn't kill.
Ooh. Kenny missed flick. Did they not see Amanek? Maybe they didn't. Now Jax. He's been great with his aggression so far, but they are not even going to make it through the smoke. Gone before they made their way out. Amanek is 2-10.
Yeah, it's not a great game from him so far, but on the other hand, G2 is...
They're getting crumbled right now.
I was going to say, they're getting beaten up pretty hard. No one from NRG has been touched in this round. They still have full sets of utility, and they have a 5-on-3. 5-on-4. Or 4-on-3. Jesus. Let's forget that happened. Take it away. Back to you in the studio.
I feel like I could have saved you a bunch of times, but I was interested in where it was going to go. Oh, Shox. Yeah, well, double peaked. No one coming out of Hot Dog, so actually maybe if he could have got that double spray down, it could have really changed the round. Kenny, no chance at all. And Lucky, the grenade. And it'll tickle Daps a little bit. And he replies with a headshot. 9-5.
Yeah.
This is a serious level of destruction that NRG are bringing. They just want these trains blown up.
You mentioned it. They obviously are extremely comfortable on this map, and G2 haven't been able to find a way to consistently stop them. And the problem now, I mean, again, you gave me the glance when they bought those triple ops, and then losing that round, that just wrecks your economy as well. That's just one more difficulty you have to overcome that you're not geared for.
Shox.
Heading into this match, G2's CT round win rate percentage was 81.
You have great whip percentages, Moses, but I feel like 95 doesn't meet that standard.
No, it's not even close, actually. Okay, Breeze. There's the peak. That's a nice shot onto Kenny S. Shocks now trying to recover. Oh my god, you're not going to see Shocks botch a fight like that too frequently.
What kind of Shaolin Counter-Strike are we watching? What's going on here?
Might be Drunken Master, I think.
Yeah, probably. Lucky now 1 versus 4. Don't think anybody's going to be seeing him coming out of this one with any kind of a favor. You said 81%, so it would be like 33% now instead for G2. 10-5 in the first half here as NRG absolutely shut it down on their T side. That's so impressive and very well done. I think they're very close to a third map. We'll see how that goes when we return for the second half here on Train. Don't go anywhere. Well, here we go. Second half coming up. It's NRG and G2 Esports semi-finals here at the Pro League Finals. And one of these teams going to make it into the Grand Finals. It could very well take a third map to decide that because NRG are not letting go. They lost the first map. The second map, they've looked absolutely stunning.
I think we're gonna see a third map. NRG, I think they did enough on their T side because G2, their offense on this map has been very hit or miss, and frequently when we see it, it relies so heavily on the pistol round. This is an important one for them.
I mean, Amanek got 2 kills, Shocks got 3. They were both on the A-bomb side, I think, most of the time.
Massive drop-off, especially for shots from that first map. And there's Cirque. Oh, confident shot onto Jax, who's been a big-time player. Now readjusting towards the inner bomb site. NRG playing retake, though, and if Tarek just grabs one, that's going to help them so much. Tapping away. Going to go for the repeat. They're holding him in, and that's too far. He's overextended. The Molotov isn't going to kill him, but it's going to prevent him from getting involved in the action. Same with Breeze. So actually, G2 get a chance to push down these train lanes. We'll see how well they can manage it.
Yeah, it's actually doable. They could bring it back. There is a smoke and a kit still available here for NRG. Flashbang to set it up, and Aminet gets absolutely run down. Ethan with a follow-up shot as well, and now Shock's fighting. He needs a connection. The bomb, I mean, there's not that much time left, but still, they got to stay alive. And now falling away, that might have been the smart choice there. What a follow-up. Knockout ace for Kenny in the pistol to start the second half.
All right. Kenny is just delivering every step of the way. What an ace in the pistol round when your team is at a man disadvantage.
That was like a camouflaged ace, wasn't it? It's like snuck up on us.
Yes. We didn't see too many of the early ones. We saw the last two, and they look great. Great sequence from Kenny on the middle of the bomb train, just hovering, baiting his teammates perfectly. Just always pivoting to the point of contact. And whatever fight's going on at the moment, no one ever put pressure on him because they were fighting the players that were up close. It's so easy to get overextended in that situation on the pistol round when you push all the way up like that. And now G2 doesn't want to waste any time. They're going to get into this bomb site. Tag with the scout. That's dangerous. There is a CT beneath. Aminek's not going to look for it. Should be a kill for Daps, and he's got it. But took him a minute to grab that, which means G2 have control of the site, but they're starting to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, a little bit more than you would want. And now only Jax really has any kind of health left. Doesn't mean they can't win the round. They still have a lot to work with, but this is getting a bit uncomfortable, especially now that Tarek is just on top of them. Molotov going to go in the back. Shock's hiding inside. Tarek thinks he killed the guy that was already in there. Oh, Ethan will find it. The Molotov holding one guy back, and Jax is out of it. Now it's just Lucky 1 versus 3, and he's going to get shot down. I think they just might have it.
They do. They definitely have it. That's going to be a comfortable victory. They're already fist bumping. They don't even need to wait for the defuse. What a retake.
That's
4
such a
on
steal.
4, and you have scouts and pistols. And G2 just took way too much damage from those scouts. They tagged them just enough at the end. Obviously, the pistols chiming in. Ethan did great.
You know what's crazy as well? They were so fast in B, but they actually had a smoke that was thrown from outside T-spawn that lands on the inside connector.
Okay.
So they'd already smoked off all of the rotation that was coming. Can I veto having like replays of Shock's reaction? It hurts my soul. I really can't deal with it.
He does seem ultra sad.
Yeah, and he's a great guy.
I have to give a shout out for Tarek as well. And all the craziness of that fight while he's hovering behind that smoke, the Molotov, he throws long range across the bomb site towards lower ramp to help Ethan. That means that any player who wants to stop that defuse or force him off the bomb can't swing wide. They have to take a narrow angle, which means that fight for Ethan is much easier with the pistol. There's a very small gap that he has to worry about. So G2 with that plant, they're going to sit this round out. No return by. They want to get the op on Kenny as soon as possible. They want to get the rifles out. And now the pressure is really on because this is going to have to be a T-half that we have yet to see out of them on train.
Yeah, and that comes after winning the pistol based on an ace. So I guess the good news is things are already bad for G2, so they can't be that much worse. But still, they got a little bit worse losing that second round.
Oh, they got much worse losing that second round. Yeah, from here. Yeah, the second round was it getting really bad. Now it can't really get too much worse. Tarek is going to drop the bomb. That'll slow things down outside. He is dinked and he will get taken care of, but there's plenty of NRG players here to make sure that no more damage is taken. 12-6, big lead for NRG. And does G2 want to buy here? You'd have Kenny without armor, and yeah, they're going to pick up the AK-47s.
Doubling the scoreline. NRG, if they can hold on to this form into Overpass,
right,
that would be a lot of fun. I would want to see that. According to HLTV, it's 60% win rate for G2, 40% for NRG in the last 3 months, but always different when you're on a big stage. See how this is going to play out. Kenny already down at half health.
Oh, this is... Let's
wow.
Kenny had that sick backstab from the CT side in the first half. Breeze has a chance for another. This is an
boy.
angle that he's going to expect, and he wins that battle. And he's just going to slowly sneak away, not fall all the way back. He's still got a chance for a fast flank, even if they commit to the upper bomb site. Tarek and Daps covering each other's back on that initial defense. Although Lucky and Kenny S over towards the ladder, this could still be a fake. Oh my god, I cannot believe he got that. That's going to help so much. They're actually going to the outer bomb site, but Tarek's going to call it out. He says there's only one player. He gets the kill. Inner bomb site is clear, so the fake is pretty much neutralized at this point. And Breeze still has this position from earlier. It looked like there was a small chance of that round swinging into G2's favor, but that door shut real quick.
Yeah, it really did. Hands and fingers stuck in that door too, Moses. Is that too much? All right. I swear every time I try and take that upper peak for that guy on the bomb site,
yeah,
the movie that's playing in my mind before I do it is what Jax just did, and too often that's not how it works out. But it was beautiful. So what an entry.
That was gross. That was grotesque, swinging into the smoke in that fashion.
No.
They're not aware that Kenny S is here. Breeze could be in some trouble. Kenny's going to try and keep him pinned in. I don't even know if Breeze saw it. There's coming out of the smoke. He's going to control spray very well. Cirque actually gets one, but Kenny S now starting to make his move. Wasn't able to neutralize that damage, and now his position just gets weaker.
Yeah, they've been locked in back here at the Ivy position. Kenny hoping for a chance. But that's a wide bomb site with a lot of angles to be looking at. Now it's on Amanek. I don't think I've seen many series so far with Amanek where he hasn't been doing at least reasonably well. But this has really been hard on him in this train game.
It's been a bit tough.
Him and Shocks.
I mean, NRG just put out a blistering offense.
They really did.
So Almanek at this point, economic damage. Ooh, missed shot from Cirque is going to give him the chance. Oh, just barely misses out on that kill. 8 HP, and Ethan's got his teammates back. 14-6 now. And G2 looks a bit lifeless in this T side. Losing the second round after the pistol might have been the final nail in the coffin, in hindsight.
Yeah. I feel like this is something that's going to need to be fixed for G2 in terms of the depth of their map pool.
Right. Well, it also, I mean, just straight up, we talk about this with Dust 2 a lot. It's kind of similar to how it always is, despite it being a new map, is there's a lot of styles that work on it. There's a lot of teams who can be good on it.
Yeah.
And if that's going to be the map you're picking in series, you're going to have those close games on it from time to time. And obviously, NRG saying, yeah, we'll play train, and we feel very, very comfortable on it, and then just sending a message.
Well, let's see. G2, I don't know, Kenny's still having a crazy game. Obviously, Dust 2 is even better, but he's not really letting his foot off the pedal. He just needs a lot more backup.
B-Rush? Or at least Foxhall's control from Jackson Lucky as they drop the bomb. Early smoke used by Daps to slow things down, but there's going to be 4 players in here, and Shox is going to start coming over. You have to imagine this is going to be a hit towards the inner bomb site, but no one is rotated over. Cirque is still backing up Breeze, who's aggressive in Ivy, which is probably why there's no support, and probably why Daps is backing way, way off. Does not want to get caught inside the bomb site. Now the utility coming out puts up the Molotovs, but not really fighting, not really engaging just yet. And actually, look at this. G2, instead of dropping into the site, they're going to go all the way down, and there's 2 quick kills. Save the guns. No point for NRG to go for this. Great hit from G2. They found a perfect timing for that.
Yeah, you're not expecting that if you're that far back. Actually, if you're Daps, you're thinking, well, I'm real safe here, you know.
That's the problem, though. Like, they might actually drop into the site if they hit some kind of resistance whatsoever. But Daps not peeking any side of those train, not really know where the attack or how deep the attack is at that time. He knew with the smokes coming over that he was going to be under pressure, just no idea where it was really coming from.
A much needed round, and then they need, just another 10 of those, or 9, I guess. 9 will do it.
9 will do it.
Settle for 9. They do save some rifles on the NRG side. I mean, that's good news. I think that's the name of the game for NRG, is to basically think, worst case scenario, if they go on a big win streak here, how many rifle rounds can we get?
Yeah, I mean, with the kind of lead they have as well, I mean, there's no point in kind of risking your economy, risking your weapons, and risking losing control, trying to retake a 3-on-5. So obviously a smart call. And you're right, that save is going to give him one more rifle round to work with during this stretch. Circa's going to push up towards inner, so he'll at least be able to control and let him know that there's no one coming this direction. Daps is going to fall off much earlier than usual. That'll be a 4-man defense in the outer bomb site.
I feel like Breezy's been trying to take that fight down on Ivy a couple of times now. He had that one round where he pushed aggressively, but actually he's been kind of caught and damaged a bunch of rounds now. So maybe he's going to start to say, actually, it's not really worth it.
Well, there was a round that G2 in the first half did where they double pushed Ivy from the CT side, and I think it was round 14. They were both sprayed down by the NRG players, and that was research. That was something G2 had done to them in the first matchup they played on this map, or an earlier matchup they played on this map.
Well,
so both these teams definitely looking into each other's tendencies.
Molotov not going to do anything there, right into the smoke, and now once again they're taking the long run, but they might get shut down from connected. That's the bomb. And look at, there's so many people here. The entire NRG team, including a flank now, about to show up, and they got absolutely caught this time.
The same variation on that inner hit, and this time NRG got the information and punished it.
Jax, if you could do some damage, that would maybe help out a little bit. Try and see if it would be possible to force an equal down the stretch, but not going to be working out. They survived with 3 rifles. They get 15 on the board, and NRG 1 round away now from bringing us onto Overpass, map number 3. That's just an obtastic map, isn't it? That you get Kenny unleashed on that.
Cirque as well,
Cirque
towards bathrooms.
You could even get 3 orbs if you wanted, Mo. You get 4 orbs. Get all the orbs. Get 5 of them.
All the orbs. Maybe throw in 1 auto sniper. It's been a while since we've seen a good auto sniper.
Yeah. I feel like it can
We've
still
even
be used.
seen oh, Kenny! Nice lineup.
Does that count as winning an orb fight?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you won it. No chance at all there. Breeze thinking about it, but a little bit defensive. Falls back into the bomb side. He's got Ethan wrapping around the other way behind him. Actually, Shark's about to back into that. Nice shot, but it was either going to be Breeze or Ethan taking that kill, and they don't even know that he's here, so Amanek is going to go down as well. 3-on-3 to try and hold on to the map here for G2.
I mean, Amanex, we've mentioned a couple times, had a rough game. That round is really unreasonable to him because Shox had made it all the way out being safe and actually taking a couple fights, and when Amanek turns the corner, someone had just rotated into that position, and no way you're going to guess that's happening. NRG have adjusted and pushed in towards B bomb site. They're out of position for the moment. They have no information of what's coming, but the real danger for them is that Kenny with the AWP is in open space. There's nobody nearby.
Yeah, but that's a hard position to scare Breeze. He's up there. People don't usually stand up here for a number of different reasons, but Breeze going to make it work. Great triple, and surely that is all they needed here. NRG, a great comeback on Dust too, but this one, they did not even need the comeback. They looked so dominant all the way through. 10 seconds here, and Lucky going to take a long range fight. He does get tapped in the face, and Ethan, I mean, if he hides, he wins. If he goes for it, there's no more faking it for Lucky. Could even shoot him under the train. Almost gets that one. I can't believe Lucky's still alive. Now it's just a question of hitting a headshot straight away. Lucky looking the wrong way, and Ethan going to be able to do it. And that will be 16-7, and we will get all 3 maps here at the semifinals.
mean, that's the reason why we play, right?
Oh, it's a lovely sound in my ears, Alex. It's a lovely sound.
Who thinks that the North American Counter-Strike scene is back?
Chicago, make some noise for Team America.
This is their chance to grab a trophy on home soil.
Taco waits below it, though. Taco waits below it, and he holds! That's absolutely sensational!
Watch the times, they're all going to start changing. Gasly goes 8th fastest. Key for Red Bull there is that his teammate Max Verstappen is slower. Giovinazzi goes 9th fastest, pushes.
Gamers demand the highest clock speeds to give them the F.
Bull there is that his teammate Max Verstappen is slower. Giovinazzi goes 9th fastest, pushes.
Gamers demand the official CPU of the ESL Pro League. Game, record, stream without compromise.
Bon spectacle.
Safeguard Ultimate Experience is your chance to win a trip to the biggest esports events around the globe. Get VIP access together with paid travel and accommodation. You will get a special event goodie bag and will also appear in your own personal aftermovie. An ultimate experience is guaranteed. Make sure to check out paysafeguard.com/esports for further information.
This is Game Fuel. 16 ounces of pure annihilation. Tastes like berry-flavored wind sauce.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. That sounds like a pop song. Take a dive before you cry, y'all. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. Shit could kill the sick. Real stuff. It's the only way to live. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Pick up panel to be right on. Yeah. 'Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it gon' cost. Never gave you shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Take off. Fresh at the rush. Take off. Fresh at the rush. Rush. Take off. Fresh at the rush.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Occitanie, Betway, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and PaySafeCard.
Well, G2 fans seen heading on into the concession stand with their head down and a frown upon their face. Meanwhile, it's NRG with all the snacks on their T side, which is a starch difference from the last time we saw them play this map. In fact, there is such a difference that would almost think a different NRG is here today.
Wow, that first half. I mean, we were half right. We said, Cheat's defense had to be the key. Well, there was no defense, so I guess that explains what happened. Now, in all seriousness, the first half from NRG was absolutely insane. I think they found the opening duels so many times, and when they had the advantage, they knew how to play around it. They knew how to control the whole map, and then just stress G2 a little bit, and then attack on the other side. That was beautiful from NRG.
Just for contrast here, Jacob, when we saw this best of 3 go down before, we're talking about a 13-2 half.
Yeah.
Whereas this time around, that's just not the case.
Not the case at all, and I think it showcases what G2's problem right now can be, the fact that they're a little bit too one-dimensional. If their plan A doesn't work, their plan B is not strong enough to compete with a team like NRG, and that's exactly what we saw in this defense. It even started out with a great pistol round here by Jax, who was getting 4 kills here and gave G2 the dream start. They had all possibilities of getting another strong start to the CT half and establish dominance this round as well. Winning this round where they had technically no business winning it before this boost come in. So overall, G2 had the chances, but the plan A was just not working, and the plan B was not strong enough to deal with Cirque, who finally had a great game here against G2. Very assertive with the AWP, the top assist maker in the game, the top AWP fragger. He had a good one for himself.
Yeah, and you're talking about him stacking up with the AWP. It wasn't just against that of G2. Where was Kenny?
I mean, Kenny tried his best, honestly, even on the first half, but that just wasn't enough, and I believe Jacob has put it in the right way. This is very deserved for NRG. If you think about how the game started, right? So G2 win the pistol, and NRG break them, then it get broke again. G2 get away with the money, they establish the defense, and this is where being a T-side is so hard when you face a double AWP. They have the AUG, they have the smokes and molotovs, and then even then, NRG found their way back into the game. They had always the opening, mostly over Ali's side. So when you're G2, you basically had everything. You had everything you needed to lock down that half, just as you did the last time you played NRG on Train, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of numbers, because we like those things here, we're talking opening kills going well in the way of NRG. I think it's some 15-7, something along those lines. But that is going to be a key indicator as to who's opening up the rounds, who's creating the space, and it's NRG, and that's shown.
It is definitely showing. Breeze as well having a great game. I kind of highlighted him having a little bit of a, wouldn't necessarily say off period, but he's not as strong as he used to be for this NRG lineup. This game in particular, though, he was very strong with the rifle. He was also opening up the maps a few times, and that's the presence you need. Then when you look towards the G2 side, and you have a guy like Amanek, who we also voiced to be the 3rd best player on this team. The guy coming in should be able to do some damage with the rifle. He did not have a great game. I believe him and Shox were combining for 9 frag throughout that series. That's simply not good enough.
Yeah, that's not enough. And we mentioned Breeze, and depending on whose side you're on, it's either a very good news or a very bad news, but Breeze definitely came into his own on his second map, and he's also the best player on Overpass for NRG. So this is the 3rd map. He looks to be activated. If he's going to go like this and continue, and Amanek and Chuck is going to keep on sleeping because they fell asleep somehow during that second map, this could go terribly wrong, and let's be honest. I would like G2 to win. There's no need for me to hide it. They're my friends. They're my friends. I wish them well. But what we have seen from NRG this second map, that was just better than G2.
Well, there were absolutely no well wishes to be had there from the side of NRG going towards G2. Instead, we're going to talk to the coach of NRG, who might have something different to say.
NRG managed to even things up, and we're going to the 3rd and final map. But Chet, the first thing I want to ask you is when it comes down to Train, last time around, it was certainly a tougher affair. You end up losing your map pick. This time around, things were looking so much better, but what were the significant changes?
I think this time around, we didn't play as structured. We kind of came up with a plan of playing a bit looser and playing more off spawns and just trying to manipulate them with fast rounds.
Yeah.
And this time, I think it worked for us, obviously, just because our T-side was a lot better. I think they're just a lot better playing around slower styles, and that's how they win most of their Train games. So I think definitely a pace change was good for us.
And this is interesting, right? Because obviously Daps is coming to the end of his time here. You're changing things up, and then you're becoming less predictable making this happen. Is this going to be key? What kind of helps you take Overpass? Because you did it before, but it went to overtime, and it certainly wasn't clean.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of both know what each other do. It's going to be a little scrappy. I think it's going to come down to the clutches and the post plants. If we are a lot better in our post plants, which we haven't been so far, I think the game would be a lot easier for us, and we can probably take Overpass.
Okay, well, that's all we've got time for. I'm looking forward to see what happens on Overpass. Thank you very much, Chet. As always, we're going back to the desk, and soon we'll be going back into the game.
Yes, we will. Sooner rather than later, and soon is on the cards. Overpass being on the cards as well, because looking forward, guys, we have now an even slate. Both first two maps going opposite ways, going into Overpass. How big of a difference is it going to make?
It's going to make a big difference. I think, again, Kenny is having a great series so far. That's going to be vital for the team of G2 Esports. Whereas for NRG, as you said, Matthew, you have Breeze activated now. He was the main man when they faced the first time in this tournament on Overpass, having the most first kills, having the highest ADI, I believe, as well, or at least having the best rating on the server. So having him being activated now, coming into the third map, that's going to be a total vital win condition for NRG.
Oh yeah, Breeze absolutely needs to step up. I'm just looking at the results from NRG on Overpass, and honestly, the last few games they've had didn't go so well. A defeat against Liquid 8-16, a defeat against Furia 7-16, 3-16 against G2, right? They played in Dallas and G2 completely smashed them. So if you look at the result, it's not all too well, but the way they played on Train, it makes me want to say, you know what, screw the statistics. They're activated, they're here, they know how to play. Amapet said it, they have a play style that's a little bit more loose. It fits the actual situation of the team, and I think they have the right mindset going into this team.
And what Amapet is kind of explaining makes it feel like, hey guys, we're going to pug this off of spawns and hope for the best.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to steer us in towards, the mentality change coming out from NRG, because it is a team that when they were led by Debs, and when we thought that Debs was a vital part of this team and he was going to stay on the team, they wanted to play smart Counter-Strike. They wanted to play structured Counter-Strike while still activating the talent on the lineup. Whereas for now, you bring in Tarek, you know that Debs is not going to be there anymore. You can change that mentality. You can play a little bit more loose. You can play a little bit more pockish, and I think that has benefited a lot for NRG in this tournament so far, and you have seen those individuals being activated a little bit more than as of recently. So I would be afraid if I were G2. I would necessarily not go into this matchup knowing what to expect, and I think that's a position G2 do not feel comfortable in.
Nope, nobody has to feel comfortable right now because it's kind of impossible, right? Third map on the cards. This is your tournament life. You're already made it to the semifinals. Now you want to find yourself in the sweet, sweet grand finals, which is going to be a best of 5. However, it all has to start here. You have to keep it up. You have to keep your form up. You have to give it everything you've got on this last map of Overpass, and so do we. Guys, I know we've come down to the point, but do you stick with your guns? Is it going to be G2?
Yes, listen, I've been going around about G2 having a better mentality, so I think they will stick to it and they will bounce back.
G2 it is. These guys, they might have lost their minds. Hell, even the next two might have lost their minds. We're going to bring our commentators in right now. We do have Anders, we do have Moses, and we've got a lovely French crowd that would love to see G2 propel forward.
Yes, indeed. Thank you to the desk throwing out all the statistics. I kind of appreciate that. I could see why that might be relevant here because NRG have looked really good on the last map. We'll see if they can continue this into Overpass. One of these teams making it to the grand final, and Tarek getting shut down. Cirque, he is in so much danger. There was even a flashbang that was being set up for them. It did nothing.
That was a setup and a half. The boost and the push at sandbags, that's a really tough thing to deal with for any T side that was going to go into that part of the map. That is just demolished. It's really even tough to fall back as well down that narrow tunnel once you see the push from sandbags. All that's left is this A hit. 3 on 5. You're going to have the full rotation coming in. Jackson Lucky evacuating the B bomb site. Flashbangs everywhere. Breeze somehow gets 1 kill. Gets a second. Kenny misses everything. Kenny's going to go down. He's got no bullets. Oh, he recovers. How is this happening? Everyone missing on this third map to start it out. And NRG has somehow put this into a 2-on-2.
Yeah, I don't know where the bullets are going, but they're certainly not connecting with any players on the other side, at least not after the first 5 seconds of the round. Now, 2-on-2. No bomb plant. Jax is low, Breeze is low, but I don't know. This could go either way. Next fight's probably going to determine it. Jax thinks about it. Breeze taking down Lucky, and that's the bomb. Jax now falling back. They have identical health. 1 bullet is all it's going to take. Double for Jax right now, triple for Breeze. Can they start up with a bang here, G2? Or are they going to get shut down? Jax thinking about it. 20 seconds now. He's got a pretty good angle, but not good enough. Quad kill instead for Breeze. And NRG going to be picking it up.
Yeah, the timing just never there for Jax. Breeze somehow found a perfect moment to just slide out over to the truck. And every time Jack swung out for information and just peeked a little bit, he just barely missed the vision. I don't know how Breeze gave him the entries. Kenny is going to be furious with himself. We'll see. Kenny, despite how amazing Kenny is, he's had some trouble in high-pressure situations if you go back along his career.
Yes.
And here to start out a third map semifinal to get into the grand final. These are all shots. Those kills from Breeze come in because Kenny cannot land those shots from long. And that's a problem. 4 kills for Breeze. Probably shouldn't have had a chance in 3 of them.
Yeah, I agree. Well, this is, I don't know. It's unfortunate. Nice setup over long. Nobody wanted to come. If you're going to do that setup, do it like at the birthday party, where maybe they wouldn't show up,
Yeah.
Got balloons and stuff, might attract some people.
Getting some insight into Anders' childhood birthdays.
Listen, I had amazing birthdays, Moses. Did a lot of fun things.
Flash being set up from T-spawn, and actually, Tarek's probably not going to clear that way. There's the Tink. That's got to be frustrating. But Ethan is here to pick up the slack with the MAC-10. Flashbang does come out. Oh, they're going to lose a lot of players here, and Ethan not aware of the position of Shock. Cirque finding one more. No weapons are going to be able to be saved by G2, but they've actually done great damage, all things considered. 3 kills in the round is not bad whatsoever. 2-0 though for NRG. You still sticking with G2?
Yes.
Okay.
I am. Little bit of a questionable start for my man Kenny, but he's going to bring it back.
He's going to bring it back. Well, he's got the AWP in hand, so if you're going to bring it back, he might as well start now. No armor on that. Shocks with 450 chooses to pick up a kit instead of any kind of nade. Kenny's going to get aggressive as well, and it's a big knockout punch over towards the B bomb site. And aggression at A means the reinforcements are so far away, but good utility damage might soften them up enough for a few double kills. Daps jumping over the top with that MAC-10. He's found the first entry.
Yeah, I think no head armor on Lucky, so he goes down really quickly. A backup is being called for, and NRG, that's a great Molotov to force Jax out. Very uncomfortable position to be in right now. A flashbang could get him killed almost immediately. He's back down low, though. Shox picking up one, and a great follow-up with a double there. Missed opportunity, but Shox is going to continue. Triple for the captain right now, and it's all on Tarek here. 1 versus 2. Locked inside of the bomb site. They have a kit on Shox as well, and the flank is going to be coming in. Amanek, who had a terrible time on train, going to be helping out here to secure the round. As Shox doing a lot of work in that round.
It really was. 3 kills, and they frags to even open up the possibility of retaking that bomb site. Well played from him, and that kit coming in importantly as well. NRG used a lot of Molotovs to take that bomb site to clear Jax out of that position, and they all got overextended and just free kills for Shocks. As the smoke clears, Ethan is not in a safe position. That's a great headshot. The follow-up onto Cirque, just tapping away so patiently, and then responding to the action in sublime fashion.
Now that wasn't the easiest shot for Kenny to hit, but he did miss it also. So I'm just saying, if we are thinking about this as a high pressure game and looking at his performance, which maybe we should. Ooh, he gets the jump up. Actually, yeah, they're going to be pushing pretty quickly here, and he misses the chance. That does leave Amanek a slight bit alone. Flashbang there.
Kenny's got one more flash. If he wants to stay at long, he can actually flash when Amanek calls it. There's the flash I just talked about, and Amanek doesn't take advantage of it, so he's got to manage. There's no one watching his back.
Shox is here, though, and he's got a flashbang, too, but this is kind of all or nothing right now. If they lose this long position in both these players, that's going to be a big issue. Oh, Amanek, that is huge. You're right, nobody covering from behind him. Shox went down, and Amanek could still go the same way, but the initial hit is great, and then... Was there a flashbang? Oh, that was behind him. Double Amanek! How does he get 4 people with almost no help at all?
Yeah, I have no idea. Even Cirque just getting legged. Kenny nailing a nice shot to bring Cirque down to 20 HP. Tarek just had to be patient. He had 2 teammates coming in bathroom from behind. He just had to wait a little bit longer. They weren't quite in position to trade that properly, but what a god-tier performance from Amanek. That's so difficult to do. Multiple angles, no help from your team. Shox was even moving up into position, but Tarek was watching that angle. So for Cirque, you're hoping to get one more kill. It'd obviously be brilliant if you could find Kenny and take that AWP away from him.
You see crossfire in the bomb site here. He had the right idea, but Amanek obviously the hero of this round. We do often see it for some reason when people are holding bathrooms where Amanek was, that the T side don't flash their way into it. And it's a problem because your Shadow is going to be, you see it right here on the replay, Shadow is going to be showing without a flashbang. A lot of the time the CTs can get a pretty good hold. Now the fact that he got 4 kills is kind of out of control.
That was a bit much, wasn't it? This kill onto Tarek, and then he builds upon that. We have some aggression from the CT side towards Fountain. No real danger in it. Only pistols, only Glocks actually for the NRG side. No armor, no utility. They were really, really hurting in their economy. So G2, that is a great couple rounds to start the winning ways on your CT side that give you plenty of money and a big economic advantage.
Yeah, the chants are building up. The crowd loving it. That doesn't work out, but everything about it I love.
Kenny got a kill he wasn't aiming for, so he'll take that.
Yeah, and he missed the guy, shot another one.
Shooting at the one jumping and got the guy on the ground.
Yeah, shrug your shoulders at that point. Like, yeah,
I'll take it.
Just to remind everybody, if you just tuned in, you're just joining us, there's another semi-final coming up as well.
Yes, Team Liquid taking on Mouse Sports later on in the day. That's going to be brought to you by our good friends NRG and Machine. But we're looking at a world where this could be an all-NA Grand Final or an all-European Grand Final.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Hard to say how that's going to work out. I don't know, that the second semi-final is also going to be amazing, and I look forward to all of it. You guys should as well. Jax pushing his way through. Oh, and with a little bit of backup, but that got absolutely caught. It's very common that there's only going to be one T outside of that B bomb site, so the gamble kind of makes sense, but this was not one of those rounds.
It's a cool idea, though.
Yeah.
We've seen G2 in various iterations of the lineup really enjoy that kind of aggression and be successful with it. So, good way to get some information, obviously coming out on the losing end this time, but they have an advanced position in Shock, so they still don't have to dedicate a whole lot of manpower to the B defense quite yet.
Yeah, and look at the flank. So Amanek could be flanking them. This could work. But otherwise, I was going to say, this is the real test for Kenny now.
Ooh, but he's going over towards the B bomb site. He'll only find Ethan
So are
here.
they.
Oh, this is bad for Shocks, though. They're making noise. Shocks has to manage 2 different angles. If Almanek can get this kill before the door opens up, Shocks is going to be in a much better position because Almanek can at least clear out his flank. Here's Ethan. He's going to throw the utility and the evacuation out the door. They don't expect Shocks, and he can control the spray. Of course he can. It's just Tarek. He gets the kill, but he's left with 4 HP.
There's nothing he could do. There's a Molotov and an HE. The grenade still left, but it won't even be needed. Amanek picking up that second one. Oh, man. They got wrecked so badly from that first kill.
You have to appreciate the performance and the activity of Amanek on this map early on in this game. He's 11-3. He had a horrendous train experience. He'll want to forget about that map for a long time, but he's making up for it here early on in Overpass in this third map. Amanek on train had 4 kills total.
Yeah, that won't cut it, will it? That's not enough. You're not good. That's not a passing grade.
Even better, if you're a G2 fan, on train, Shocks and Amanek combining for 9 kills, 17 between the two of them on Overpass in just 6 rounds.
Yeah, so they've really stepped it up. Ooh, okay. They did lose Lucky. Yeah, that's great news. You imagine how hard it is between, map 2 and 3 to go outside and, get a little bit of fresh air and then say, okay, I played horribly that game, but I can't think about that anymore. I've got to get back in and make up for it. That's really a skill that actually takes us a while to learn, and some people never really do. Kenny, see if he can get that AWP warmed up here on the A-bomb side. That would be really big. Missing a shot, but he's got some backup here over at long. So probably not going to get easily run down. They are just going to continue until they run into Shocks.
Well, they've run into him. They've run into the Amanek and Jax as well. And Tarek, that's a big kill. He can save the weapon, although Might try and go for this. Get fortunate. Oh, he's got a great flashbang. He's found a kill, but Kenny's put him down. That is an important response. Tara could have toyed with them for a little bit longer on that bomb and made things really, really spicy. A 5th round for G2 and a 3-round lead over NRG.
So I would say we are off to a good start for G2, but it's not so good that you would just say, well, you know, they can totally relax. Losing a fair few people in some of these rounds. Crowd's loving it.
Absolutely. This is the first time out being taken for NRG, though, as they talk over exactly how to bounce back and get back into this game. They've got that plant helps massively. They have all the weapons they could want, all the utility they could possibly want as well. Now, we saw the way they responded on Dust 2 with adversity. They're not going to be put out of this map whatsoever.
No, seem like a really strong team in that sense. If you are... they know by now that Kenny's AWPing A. They probably knew that already from previous games. Do you take that into account if you're NRG? Right now he's not hitting all the shots, so maybe you think about that. Or do you just say, no, we're just going to play our own game?
No, you don't take into account that he's missed a couple shots because you know how good he can be. They've experienced it. Obviously, both of these teams, we saw it on Train, did some research into each other, so some confidence in the pregame interview about Overpass. Almanek, it's going to get hot in here. Oh no, he switched away. He's just going to straight burn. Oh, what a mistake for as good as he started this map. Great flick from Kenny. He's trying to get away. There's opening the door. Look at this crunch from G2. It's a thing of beauty. Even with the mistake from Almanek, and now it's Ethan, who's got to try and equalize. He's found one, but everyone on the map is split up, and no one has an idea where the next action is. It's Breeze to take advantage of the craziness, but Kenny, I think he might have spotted an angle. He's got the shot.
That is a critical shot. If instead Kenny goes down, and remember, he's only on 20 health, then they lose the A bomb site, the 2 people down on B can't even get there to stop the bomb plant. Oh, and actually now NRG might be walking into, well, the most fortified part of the map here. Lucky and Sharks waiting. Don't have any grenades, but double Orc going to be scoped on that L-bend. They have a couple of smokes. If they throw them, G2 are going to be super ready. If they don't, well, they might just walk right into it.
The tough part is NRG's not going to want to use a flash for this. They want their plans to remain hidden for as long as possible, which means Lucky is so safe to just sit in that corner. Yeah, they're starting to love it. They're starting to build up into this 6-2. That crunch into connector is so cool. That opening of the door when the action is there. Kenny has the brilliant flick. NRG has already burned out Almanek for the mistake of switching away from the smoke. Don't quite know how that happens.
How, what's your level of gratitude at that point, Moses, if you're Almanek and your teammates make up for it? You're like, oh, I just made a huge mistake, and they turned it around.
It's huge. It's, yeah, you're really thanking your lucky stars. That's what teammates are for, though, Andrews.
It's very true. Spoken like a real, what it's called, like one of those after-school specials. You love to hear it.
It's like one of those lessons you learn at the end of an episode of G.I. Joe's.
I think that's what Friends are for, is a Beatles song. So, we're all on board with that. Kenny, a lot of pistols in front of him. All kinds, in fact. Trying to see if they get closer. Their flashbangs are working pretty well, but I think he's got a little bit of backup. Oh no! Sharks and Kenny go down. That's a big giveaway. Almanek, can he save the day? He's got a lot of kills already. 13-4 on this map. And so did he not realize Jack's on the other side?
No, he knew he was in engagement. I think he just desperately wanted the AWP, and that was his undoing.
Well, let's see.
Greed is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, especially in the game of Counter-Strike. Tarek, though, the Deagle, don't want to underestimate him. Trying to see if he can set it up, and I don't know. That looked like he had a chance to get that done. Jax with the triple instead.
Did he switch to the pistol like in the middle of shooting, or did he run out of bullets? So I'm not sure what that was. Maybe with the dink, he thought it would be easier to clean up with the pistol. That gave Tarek maybe 2 more shots. G2 hold on to a really close round, 7-2. This is starting to get scrappy, but fortunately for G2, they have the money to survive some scrappy rounds.
This is a very scary round. You're right. Could have gone any which way.
What is that? Why is he having so much fun?
I think he's freaking out. I think Kenny's actually just on an emotional roller coaster because they're doing good right now. They're 7-2. It's a nice job, but I think he's simultaneously. I think he is freaking out a little bit at the prospect that they're about half a map away from a grand final. It's going to be Amanek taking down Breeze out at long. Man, he is making up for that train game. What a hero.
On the other hand, NRG seem to be losing a bit of focus. Yeah, they're peeking right into exactly what Lucky wants. That flashbang is about 3 seconds too late. It's getting ugly. Another timeout certainly in store for NRG after this.
If you take a timeout this late in the half, at least... Okay.
They already took one.
Yeah, they did.
But, I mean, the real problem is, yeah, it's 10 rounds into the half, but you need more than 2. And you're not even in a lot of these rounds.
Well, my point was just going to be, if you take a timeout in round number 4, it's not like you're going to be saying, hey guys, what happened in like the first 3 rounds that we've learned that we could do something with? Like, that's more like, hey, everybody calm down, right?
Yeah.
Take a timeout now when you've played 10 rounds on the T side. There should be a little bit of a conversation about, hey, has anyone found like something that looks like a weakness? Any kind of a pattern there? Oh, that's so nice. We need that at the beginning of rounds, not like this at the end. No scope doesn't work. Kenny will pick it up and even.
Yes. Yes, Kenny.
Stomping on him.
I love it.
That was the most violent teabagging we've seen all year.
That was a very aggressive teabag.
Just dunking.
Steeping.
Yeah. We'll hold it for now, but
8-2. I mean, here's the thing. If I'm NRG, I agree with what you just said, but at this point, I think NRG need that timeout, not even for any tactical reason. I think it is more of that everyone calm down and everyone get refocused because they're not trusting each other. They're not throwing flashbangs for each other, even when they have these full buys. Lucky's been so effective in a position that is the most susceptible to flashbangs. Breeze is not paying attention to any possibility of a push out towards long in that previous round. Everyone seems to just be kind of thinking of the next step without actually getting there.
They could do it, NRG. They've already proven that today. Now they need to do it. And it's going to be right now. 8-2, not looking good right now for the American side. Bit of a counter grenade there. Putting out the Molotov towards the barrels. No one is there, but that is still very distracting when you're on the T side. Now trying to put the bomb down, and actually the recoil climbing slowly and taking down Tarek.
Oh, that might be a little overbold, a little over-aggressive. Going to try and retake, but it's working in their favor. Shocks goes down. Lucky and Kenny has to follow up. Breeze is going to be smoked off. He sees the vision before the smoke plumes, but Daps has no idea where to look next. G2 have all the answers. And their reign continues. It's been 9 in a row. NRG have yet to win a gun round.
They are really struggling, aren't they? Timeout. You mentioned it earlier. We'll see now. Like, this is where I feel like if I was an in-game leader, I would love it if somebody had like that little bit of insight, saying, hey, by the way, I've noticed, they're not throwing this flashbang that they normally do, or they're not molotoving the monster tunnel, or they're not doing like anything that you could say, let's build something around that,
Right.
Because if you're Daps and you have to do it on your own, I mean, you can't really see the whole map, obviously. Like, you actually need your team to do something to help you out, because this is critical. But look at the timing. He was actually shooting at his feet, and I think the recoil just climbed up to catch him.
And NRG never had a chance after that to even get the bomb down whatsoever. Yeah, that's great from Jax. He's been so good in this series. Amanek still leading the way on Overpass, 15-6 for him. Deep nade. And it's just pistols again for NRG. Although, to be fair, these have been some of the most close and interesting rounds that they've put out, is these rounds.
Yeah, right, you are. Although I don't know if we should be celebrating that necessarily. That's very commonly a sign that things are not going well for your team. Amanek got a crossfire up there with Kenny. He's going to pick up 2, and Kenny will find 1 more. And could have been maybe a flick there. Kenny's so hyped to get this one, maybe too hyped, in fact. I'm going to be shot in the face. Does bring Breeze down to 4 health. I don't think he can make it out of this. It's hard for him to win this fight against Jax. I don't even know how you would do that.
I don't think you can. I'm not sure what his plan is entirely. He could, if he wanted to, with the losing bonus, save the op. He wouldn't obviously get any bonus, but he could drop that over. They're going to have the AWP anyway, so he just wants to make sure that if G2 wants it, they have to reinvest. That's a smart play with only 4 HP. But he's not going to get anywhere. Keep in mind, there's just not a whole lot of fragging production coming out for the North American side. When you consider Breeze had a quad kill in the pistol and he has 9 total, so he's only had 5 in the past 11 rounds. No one in double digits yet for NRG, and all the skill and all the talent and ability on these players to not have anyone in double digits is a pretty telling thing. Meanwhile, Amanek at 17 kills, Jax at 11, Lucky at 13. Shox and Kenny are at the bottom of the scoreboard in this game. That's a GIF.
That is another GIF, isn't it?
Someone make that right now and tweet it to the world. Get it in circulation.
Yeah. Never know where you'll be when the acid kicks in, Moses. I had to come up with a caption. That was the best that my brain could do.
That was the best you could do.
Yeah. It's exciting. I feel like I've seen so many tournaments over the last years of frustrated Kenny. Like, really,
especially, as we mentioned, in these high-pressure moments.
Yeah. So there is some kind of, you could almost share a little bit in that feeling of him saying, like, finally, we're not on that end. Now, obviously, you really don't want to be celebrating this too early. 10-2 is an amazing scoreline, but don't take anything for granted here. Amanek overreaching. He gets taken down by Suk. 5 versus 3. It's looking better for NRG in this round.
I don't mind that, though, from Amanek. He's had a good game so far, and actually the entire G2 defense was at the B bomb site, so he's trying to find information. Ethan is just...
No.
Did he fall? Did he burn? Did he hit himself with an aid?
Yeah, I think...
Well, production, you know what to do with that one. We're going to need a replay. But that is certainly a gift over to G2, a gift that they don't need. And now they have the read. 3 players at the same bomb site, and Kenny's got 2 flashbangs. If this hit comes in, oh, he can be such a pain in the ass. There's very little utility on NRG.
Lucky. He actually got charged and stabbed with that AWP from Tarek, and they're going to win the round anyway. Team ace as well here for NRG. They did not cost them.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, excitement all around. We got everybody here.
He's in overalls.
I
haven't
feel
seen
like
overalls in like 20 years.
You haven't? I feel like they were fashionable one summer. Or was it... I don't know. I don't know these things, Moses.
Okay.
I bet you look great in overalls.
I'd look phenomenal in overalls. 10-2-3.
What happened to Ethan?
There's a tech pause, so it kind of makes me curious. And Ethan's the one who called it.
Okay.
So, I don't know if that was like out of shame. Maybe he's trying to cover his mistake.
It could be. Like, to erase the evidence kind of thing.
No one saw that. And it was obviously a problem with the computer.
Could have been a... Okay.
Well...
Headsets are off. I was going to say... maybe he was on some sort of Mission Impossible type thing. His last name's not Hunt, but...
It's not. Oh, I get you, Ethan. Yeah.
It was a stretch.
That's not bad. It's in a whole first name thing.
And there are a lot of ways you can go with that.
The pinnacle of comedy.
I know.
10-3, NRG finally put a stop to a 10-round run from G2. They need these last 2 rounds.
No, the crowd is it's going to be behind G2 even during the tech timeout here. They seem really excited. And whoever they're facing in their grand finals, whether it's Mouse or Liquid, man, that's going to be a rough game.
You have to say whoever wins this feels like they'd be underdogs against whoever comes out on the other side of that bracket.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely true. That's kind of a shocking kill for him to even get.
Back into the action. G2 just 6 rounds away from a grand final in their home country. Kenny S aggressive, misses just narrowly.
Yeah, they don't want to stick around after that. It's just a, you know, I don't say it's risk-free, but it's low risk to try and take that shot and just fall back off the corner. My favorite setup to be hitting on, one guy in corner and another guy, that's Kenny behind holding with the orb. If Kenny gets smoked out, then that means Amanek is completely alone. He also has no grenades or anything. It's going to be very tough to hold that corner. Now they bring in Shocks, and he has a flashbang. That makes me like it just a little bit more, but only a little bit.
I really don't have a whole lot of utility on the CT side. This would be a big round. This is the round that can get NRG back into things.
Just that smoke.
Oh, Amanek, he's got one. It's traded off on the other side of the map, but Kenny S is now chiming in, and Amanek's still going to be here. We know he's so good on this defense. He's brought Cirque to about half HP, who swaps back to the AWP. But Shocks, it's his turn. He wants to get involved in the action. He hears all these shots rattling off, and now he's in position. They have no idea. Looks like G2 is going to have a tenuous hold on the economy. They won't get broken, and that means a great chance at a 12-3 half.
Tarek, I think they're slumped back looking into the ceiling. Not happy about all of it. Did get the no-scope leg. 11-3. And G2 taking very quick steps closer towards that grand final. Cheered on by the home crowd. Surviving on Dust 2. Really getting beat up on Train. And this is looking like a very revitalized team here for map number 3. And most especially Kenny, who is absolutely loving life at the moment.
He's living the dream.
Yeah.
He's having so much fun. Jax and Lucky are waiting, and these positions, again, there's just not a lot of utility for the NRG side. These flashbangs have to be perfect, and they haven't been great for NRG.
It's 4 people here.
Yeah, I mean, this is G2 is reading everything about this.
They've got the counter flash there on Lucky. If they come for the monster tunnel and that flash lands, that's it. There's actually just nothing more to fight about.
Even if they get the entry, there's still 2 more players.
Almost in time. Now they stack up on top of each other. That is so much damage. Breeze, I mean, a single bullet, I think, away from being gone. Don't know why the grenade didn't do more, but again, that's... They didn't even make it through the tunnel.
No, not at all. That's a good aggressive peek, and you can do that aggressive peek because, as I said, there's 3 players there. No worries if you die. You have plenty of teammates to back you up. Here comes the hit, the re-aggression. Breeze finds an entry, an unlikely one. But Amanek and Shocks still waiting around. Shocks in the water, and Amanek just hiding.
Yeah, but it's so good that Shock showed himself. Like, they saw that from the L-bend. So that means they're not going to check. Amanek picking up 2 big kills, and the final one there, triple on him. He is doing remarkably well.
Yeah, who can even remember Train at this point? Amanek 21-9 in the first half of Overpass, and that powers G2 to a 12-3 lead. Does NRG have another comeback in them? We'll find out after the break.
Chasing all my dreams out lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see Tell me everything's alright. Life is just a bunch of faces. And if it's not, we'll still be fine. I know we're going places. I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's G2 and NRG here, the first semi-finals and the Pro League finals. It's been amazing here. G2 playing in front of the home crowd on the final map, third map, and they are looking so unbelievably good. It's 12-3 in their favor. I have no idea how NRG are going to bring this back.
Yeah, they seem shell-shocked at the moment. This lead from G2 powered by 10-5 advantage in the opening kills and the opening duels. They have been overwhelmingly dominant. And look at this, Pizron Almanac is feeling it at the moment. He is making up for Train, and he's got some good damage. Kenny's going to find that kill. Tarek can't land any shots. Ethan is going to do it for him. Jax goes down, and Tarek, this is actually a pretty safe engagement to take at long range, and he's finally found Kenny. And finally, G2 give up that battle.
Now, they're going to be smoking Heaven, and Shox, they're here pretty quickly, but Shox, yeah, he kind of wants to move in. I can understand that. He wants to check out the bomb site. Now the bomb's going to be there, and the whole rotation. Oh, what a shot from Daps. That might have just done it. They needed him to stay alive, lucky. Shox turning for it. Amanek in a 1 versus 4 for all of 1 second. Turns it into a 1 versus 3. He's got a minute. He should not be able to win this. Doesn't mean he can't, but...
If he does, what a heroic performance this would be to put in to log in on the third map of this semifinals. He's going to engage Ethan right here, and Ethan's going to take him out before he can do anything crazy. Almanac overall in this series has been -15 in his kill-death ratio, but he's +12 on Overpass. So if you want to talk about delivering when it matters most, that's your guy right there.
Yeah, he really had a lot of amazing plays on this final map. Losing the pistol round should be fine for G2, but obviously for NRG, that is the beginning of some kind of foundation. Really not had any traction at all on this map, so it's got to start somewhere, I guess. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that grenade. They were setting up for the flashbang as well. And then they got nuked. What's Shox? Fallen in a coma? Is he alright?
Yeah, I think he's okay.
Alright.
I'm just having a chat.
You're just
staring blankly into the distance with the flash lined up.
Yeah, even when they came back, he just kept looking like, I'm gonna flash them in any minute now.
Well, he's gonna throw a flash. I don't know if it'll get Ethan. Not at all, actually. He's got a triple kill. He's got 3 very easy, very quick kills. A lot of bonus money behind it. No reason to celebrate yet. A big comeback still needs to be made, and you can see once the NRG boys realize it's unarmored pistols, they all went in on the action. They all want to pad the stats a little bit.
Yeah, you could understand why. 15 and 15 and 5. 12 and 5. I'm doing the math thing, Moses.
Yeah,
Very confused.
Yeah, you didn't do great with that. I was wondering which player you were rattling off their scoreline to, and then
none of them.
It was none of that.
I was looking at the numbers while I was reading them, and still getting confused.
That's what made it so confusing, is that you were just reading. All right, Tarek and Cirque. Superficial aggression, just to throw out some utility and backing away. Cirque doesn't have his AWP out yet, and actually an advantage in terms of weaponry on the G2 side. 5 AK-47s against 3 SMGs and a pair of FAMAS.
Lucky clearing all of this on his own. That could actually be super risky, especially in a bonus round like this. It's not uncommon that those SMGs would be flashed in to try and take some close peeks. But no such thing has happened yet. Instead, this A-bomb side, a likely candidate for some kind of showdown here. And my God, NRG, they need to win this one. They have to start turning this around. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. And they vacated the bomb site, going out on long for a setup. And that actually gives the bomb plant here to G2 without a single bullet being fired. And now it's a retake. Down at B, Lucky's holding at least part of them, or at least one of them. And that's actually Daps who has a Molotov. They need this. Kenny, perfect timing for the peak, taking down Cirque. He's going to continue the spray and dropping Tarek for a big double kill. And that makes it 4 on 3. They're trying to flash their way through the smoke, and that is just not going to be working out.
This is a big, costly mistake from NRG in the way they rotated across this map. That's way too easy. You cannot be getting up a bomb site that easy when you're down 5 to 12. You could see Tarek really wanted to stick around for a fight, but Ethan wasn't there. He didn't rotate back quick enough. There was no one to take attention away from Tarek inside the site, and he just did not feel comfortable with that. Because there's no resistance in the bomb site, Kenny obviously very aware that a flank is coming in. The only option to defend is to push through long and rotate through bathrooms. That was just a disaster destined to fail from the start.
Yeah, they left the door open for that one, didn't they? Didn't put the lid on the cookie jar, Moses. Hey, all those things.
You're all about fingers getting caught in things recently. The door thing, the cookie jar.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Maybe I could get Maniac to analyze some of that for me later on. Do some sort of analysis.
You shouldn't want anyone to know what's going on inside your head.
It should be worse for him. Oh, nice shot. Kenny, though, will go down. Cirque equally great with that AWP. I would say
it's a fine trade.
Careful about lingering around out there. Makes it back.
That's a fine trade for G2. They have control of long, control of fountain and playground. And the staircase that Lucky is in. Breeze, though, it's a tough angle to deal with. However, G2 is all going to rotate back towards the B bomb site. So Breeze is kind of the information gathering point. Daps is rotating back towards A as well. NRG have no information. They're just relying on Breeze to find something, and he's actually not even taking that deep angle. If they just go through Monster...
Yeah, he won't know. And he also has a FAMAS, so spraying down 4 people is just really not easy. That is a really good shot. Tagged him in the face in the middle of that jump now. 24 seconds. And G2, man disadvantage, pushing onto the bomb side. Cirque up here. Can they get the bomb plant down on the other side of the pillar without any kind of a risk? They do run it right in there. I mean, you normally don't see the bomb plant in this position, but maybe it's going to be worth it. Does tag up Shocks through the sandbags. And now they're all around. This should be a pretty good retake. They have the grenades for it, a couple of smokes as well. No kit currently in the mix, so they need to be a little bit quicker than they normally would be. Amanek holding under the sniper spot, ready to take that shock. They've really taken a long time here. And when they finally get into it, it's Ethan and Daps to open it up. Shocks with a big double kill. And they have to all group up on him. And they're going to turn around for the defuse. Man, they could not spend another 2 seconds on that.
No, this is going to be close as it is. And yeah, there we go. Ethan's got it. Just could not get into better post-plant positions. They had no more utility. Everything they threw to get into the bomb site is all they had. And just not enough time, not enough space to move into better spots. They could not properly cover each other. Everyone kind of guarding 2 different angles very awkwardly. I think the real pressure of trying to hold that against that retake was Jax. Trying to hold those players coming out of sandbags, coming out of short. it's not a fight you necessarily want to take at that point.
No, I agree. I'd say a very scary round there for NRG. But they're kind of winning. I mean, they're winning the rounds at least. So even if some of them are close, it's costing them a fair bit of money. They are doing better in the second half.
Well, they're going to need everyone to come alive at some point during this half. You have Breeze at 17 kills, Ethan at 15, Cirque, Tarek are at 9, and Daps at 8. But to make a comeback of this proportion, everyone is going to have to deliver to some degree at a certain point, whether it's just double kill holding a bomb site, whether it's a clutch.
Hey, that was like a high five where you could hear the sound of it.
That make you happy?
It does.
Nice.
I need that.
All right, here we go. Boost up. He's going to get a chance to be effective in this position. 2 players at least coming in. This is a small...
Ooh, they're not going to flash.
They don't actually. Lucky gets away. Talk about Lucky.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's also the one that's going to be first into the bomb site with the Mac 10, so not really an enviable position. Somehow he's the one to get the kill, and actually does even more damage. I don't know how this is so effective. Running out of bullets is Daps, but everybody else from that CT side is going to be showing up, and nicely done.
I don't mind that from G2 whatsoever. A half investment for most players. Shock's pretty much fully invested into an AK-47, but they'll buy in the next round. Element of danger, and actually Almanac can get one more on here. That's a low HP. Only 10 health, and Tarek finally ends things from the flank, but that's some economic damage that NRG doesn't really enjoy.
No, losing the money never really feels good. 13-7. 6-round gap is, I don't know, something they could overcome. Curious to see what they're going to try. G2, even though they did only half invest, they don't really have a lot in this round. They are going to set up an early grenade, maybe to try and just bait out some of the utility. They do have Shocks on the other side, who is keeping an eye on any kind of a potential flank. And actually, they set up a smoke to land over at the bathroom, so they might just want to try and pull some people away. There are 3 people on that side. The B defense is very, very light at the moment. This could be a very, very good call here out of the Frenchman. They're going to be jumping in. Nice shot from Ethan, but it's going to be a Breeze returned upon immediately. Daps really quick, and that might have been the big thing here. They are there for any kind of a retake if they need to be.
NRG taking some big risks with this defense. That was a weak one. Yeah, they have to. They need a way out. They don't have, again, the utility. They only have the one flashbang. They need to do something creative, and this might just be it. The flank is given up. Can they get the bomb planted? That's what would make this position from Shock so powerful. If they can put that bomb down.
Well, hold on. Kenny has a flashbang. Do they want to try and risk flashing Shocks in? Wouldn't that be something? Oh, it's going to be a little bit too soon. Kenny looking up there, Shocks as well. He goes for the fight, and he's going to take down Ethan at least. Grenade flying over the wall there. Kenny now trying to hold that angle. They don't know where Cirque and Daps are right now. Huge advantage here for NRG in the 1 versus 2.
That tells Shocks, though. The op shot lets him know that one's up top, and now he knows there's one of the flank who got the kill as well. So he has an idea. He has a small picture. He's just got to put the rest of it together.
Backing up with his back to that sniper spot. That's so scary. Jumping down. Then he still gets it. I can't believe it. That should get you killed almost every single time, but instead, NRG relentless in the second half. Some of these rounds are so close, and they still keep fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to rebuy into this, and it's not going to be great. Meanwhile, the losing bonus has been built up for G2, and that plant is going to help out in a big way as well. So they're going to have a very, very strong buy-in. NRG still on the verge of just getting completely wrecked in terms of money. Has been pretty desperate for NRG again. And I mean, another round, light defense on the site, most of it defended by a quick flank. Molotov holding everyone back from G2, but there's 4 players outside Monster. Shocks in the danger stairs. G2 really want to attack this bomb site and have Shocks be able to just be a nuisance here. Cut off the rotations, cut off the flanks. I think that's the adjustment from G2, saying, all right, we're going to do this again, but since they came from short, since they came from sandbags, I'll just be here to stop it. If that's how they want to defend it, Shocks can stop everything.
There's that same smoke that goes up towards the restrooms. Again, an indication that you're trying to fight for that part of the map, but you're right, they are still going for it. And there might be a pretty quick flank once again. There's a third player on the bomb site early on, and actually they're going to counter-flash their way out right before the hit happens. But oh! They get wrapped on from Monster Tunnel, and lucky with 2 big kills. Zerk has to respect this and just wait it out a little bit. He's down to 17 health, and that is going to be round number 14.
No one ever put eyes on Monster. The 2 players getting aggressive on Sandbags. That's very, very cool to get that kill on Almanac and even fight and hold Shocks back, but at some point you got to turn around. Not a third player there for NRG to watch their back. And after the initial success, they just get slaughtered. And you must save these weapons.
Yeah,
G2,
that is critical.
I think G2 maybe realized it a little bit. Their money's not great either, so I don't think they want to be dedicated to the hunt, but sending 1 player out just to try and find Cirque at the end.
Well, if you look at the amount of players that have survived for NRG in the last, I don't know how many rounds, some of them, like a bunch of them were like, what, 2v2s, almost all of them?
It's been 2 NRG players surviving each of the last 4 rounds.
Yeah. That's a problem. And we kind of see the effect of it here.
You have to buy. If
Yeah.
you're NRG. 8-14. You have an AWP and you have an AUG. You have to surround those 2 weapons with as much as you possibly can in order to stay in this map, in order to stay in this series, in order to stay in the semifinals.
That's what they're fighting for right now. And honestly, I don't know. They were starting to put together, I think, a really respectable comeback. And I remember the first half was devastating for them. So 14-8, I think that's not bad at all. But I don't know. It would be even more heartbreaking if it was the money that ultimately, caused the downfall here.
Yes.
Which, that's a likely scenario.
It's looking like it. That's exactly what's going to be happening. Back to the B-bomb site we go for G2, wanting nothing to do with A, and they're just going to rush it. Oh, this is bold.
Yeah, they're so quick, and they don't even have the counter grenades to hold on to this. They need the headshots right now on the CT side. Daps in the corner fighting inside of the smoke. Breeze turning around to take down Jax. Somehow that actually works.
What a gutsy call to go for this B rush. I feel like G2 is kind of lured into that just by the fact they've been able to at least take the bomb sites with relative ease a couple times in this half. Good kill from Shocks. Can he find the follow-up? It doesn't matter. Flanks here. Tarek's going to close this down.
I don't even know. Daps was just firing that gun inside of the smoke and somehow coming out on top. That's big news. Well, yeah, normally you would have some counter grenades. I mean, normally there'd probably be a Molotov landing at the other end of Monster there. They just didn't have the grenades, NRG, because of the money. But look at this. He's just getting it perfectly. Really, really well done for NRG. I would have thought that was a gone round.
They're being real aggressive on the flanks, NRG.
Yeah.
G2, if they can ever get into a bomb site cleanly, they need to immediately spin and look at those flanks. Aggression from Tarek. Does he think this is a save round? This is madness. Why is he still running? Surely Kenny heard that. No, he didn't pass the information along. Oh, dear. Tarek got into this position so fast. Caution completely to the wind.
Oh.
He is going to get caught for it. Punished eventually, but Breeze now with the off angle. He's next up in the shadow again. They crouch into the angle. Lucky cannot confuse him enough, and now Breeze has to try and escape.
That's a really good shot.
This is a wild round.
Yeah, because Amanek in the meantime also caught whoever it was falling back on from the restrooms.
It was Breeze.
Yeah.
Well, 3-on-2, and Amanek with only 5 HP. He's going to be in the danger stairs, and Jax looking up over top. That's a really nice kill to get a dink. But he'll take the kill any day of the week. Daps and Ethan, 1 HE nade. An HE and 2 Molotovs for the terror side of G2. And now this splits the defense. Daps has to be, he's playing so dedicated to the bomb site. Ethan's at least playing retake on B, so he can hustle over now that this utility has been used. As Jax checked this late in the round, it feels like an unlikely position to be in, but now that Ethan is here, it gets so much more powerful, and look at the time.
Yeah, 15 seconds. So he either checks this with a headshot or they don't win the round. I don't think there's any other scenario. And he's going to be going down here. 8 seconds. Somehow, Amanek still able... Oh, he fakes it out. He wants him to peek. That can actually work. That is very risky, but... Okay, well, but still, it's NRG winning with one person alive.
Yeah. They have not had a clean win in some time. 10-14, but the comeback is happening. It's underway. And G2 going to take a timeout. And actually, even despite the fact that it went down to just one player, there's actually a very strong buy coming out for the NRG side, as you can see on the screen there. Only 2 players really hurting for utility, but the weaponry is all fine. And G2...
What did they do?
It's not... This isn't something you're going to be critical about ever as a player. Obviously, that fake was designed. It did exactly what it wanted, a chance to win the round, but they could have really used that extra $800.
Yeah, it's true.
That would have been another buy.
All right, that's pretty quick.
I could not believe I just saw Tarek run that whole way.
Yeah. Man, Amanek at 29 kills, and we've only played 24 rounds, so he's gone... Well, he really wants to be in that grand final, doesn't he? Not done yet. Amanek, speak of the devil. Got to be running all the way in. He does hide there. I don't know. Sometimes he'll turn the corner. I think there's a Molotov, so he probably didn't feel so comfortable with that. But even now, people sometimes forget to check it. If the CTs come back and look for it, you could overlook that corner.
There's no smoke, but there's 3 flashes, and I have to imagine Amanek from short is going to set it up for the flashbang to try and blind Breeze. We'll see how effective this is. It's coming out right now. He's blind. Oh, that's very effective. Jax gets the kill, but Daps, it's a narrow corridor. A good trade. Oh, Amanek, he does check right at the last second. Ethan is low. Got to hang out a little bit longer. The spam working out, but Kenny's got Nog as well. And there it is. Tarek's in a 1-on-2.
A very unlikely round. Somehow they make it work. And now Tarek, can he save them this time? No, he's going to be going down. Shox and Kenny. A double kill for either player will put it at 15 rounds.
And how much pressure does that relieve from G2? They at least have overtime. They can't get eliminated in regulation. They have 5 chances to close this out. And Anders, this has been a story, long time coming. The economy for NRG, they were never able to secure it. They were never able to build anything up. And now they have to fight in this round only with pistols. Not even an SMG. Barely any utility. 1 kit.
Yeah.
This is surely a French team in the grand finals here at Pro League Season 9.
They've been looking so good here on this final map, and NRG, they can't keep up. Cirque and Tarek are going to be all that is left here. 2 versus 5. And as you said it, with no economy, they strung together a bunch of rounds, but they lost almost everything every single time. This is the first semi-final. Obviously, the other team is going to be either Mouse Sports or Liquid. But having a French team in front of a French crowd, that is going to be something really worth watching. Kenny setting this one up. He's going to get the first one, and there is nothing left for Tarek that he could do. That bomb is ticking. It's going to be 16, and G2 right in the grand finals. Beautiful scenes here. It's been such a long time coming for the return of French Counter-Strike.
And I love seeing that emotion out of the whole team, especially Kenny. As we mentioned at the start, in his career, he's had some tough games under pressure, but here he delivers 22 and 14. But it's Amanek, one of the new French talents to come into this scene. 30 kills, 18 deaths. After a really rough start to this series, that is amazing sight. Amazing thing to put down for the future of French Counter-Strike. And with this victory, we're making it to the grand finals. Vitality has already shown us. G2 reinforcing it. French Counter-Strike is back.
Look at this. They are just loving it. Trophy right there in the middle. That's what they're going to be playing for. We just need to figure out who exactly it's going to be against. And, well, that'll be the next semi-final. I can't wait for that. Hope you guys on the desk are loving it too.
Absolutely loving it, Anders and Moses. Thank you so much. A thrilling series and finishing in a thrilling fashion. It is G2 on home soil finding their way to the grand final. Quite the storyline, all things considered. And this is a monumental moment for French Counter-Strike. We're going to continue with the monumentous actions by heading down to the stage and hearing from the player directly.
Man, look at the crowd, look at you, look at the smile on your face. You seem relieved just that you did it with G2. How does it feel? Vous semblez juste très heureux d'être là et forcément soulagé maintenant d'avoir gagné.
Soulagé, oui. Le BO3 a été, je pense, beaucoup plus difficile que peut-être on l'aurait imaginé suite au niveau qu'on avait montré hier et avant-hier. Mais ça a vraiment été un combat mental le long du BO3 et on est vraiment resté soudés pour essayer de se remettre à chaque fois dedans parce qu'on a eu beaucoup de bugs tout au long des games. Mais on peut être fier parce qu'on n'a jamais lâché et on s'est vraiment battu et on est content.
They were struggling a lot in this game, this series, had to fight back and back to come back at the best level. It was harder than